Hello everyone. So I took a little break after the election. I needed some time to catch up on things and to do a little bit of work and catch up financially too. I was a little bit behind, but yeah, it's been good. I took a little break. Also, I kind of felt a little bit bad because at the end of it, I just noticed that a lot of voters and a lot of people didn't have a clue on what was going on with their local elections or who the candidates were or anything about them. So I tried to give a breakdown on the pros and the cons of all the candidates, and I feel I might have been a little hard on some people. I've tried to stay positive through it all, and I didn't want to say negative things, but at the same time there were things that needed to be said and perspectives that needed to be shared. So I just wish I didn't have to do it. I wish it could have been done on its own in a public platform to where the candidates could have done it on their own. So I'm still pushing for a sit-down conversation between all the candidates. I think that should be something that we strive for in every political category, in every section of politics. And I also think that we should start a public resume site to where every candidate who's running can fill out the same questionnaire in depth of how they feel about stances and things about their life, and just make a public resume to where all the voters have just a quick place to go and look and say, okay, I want to know about the sheriff of Camden County, or I want to know about the commissioners, or whoever's running, and then they can just go look at the resumes and be like, oh, well, that was easy. And then to where they could even engage with these political figures and say, okay, well, I have a problem with this, and then the political figures respond, and to where we have an open forum and an open way of communication for the public and these elected officials to communicate. And I think that they strive not to do that and keep everything as vague and broad as possible. That way they get elected. And so I'm just basically revolutionizing the way politics are done and the mindset we have about it. And I'm sorry for the background of the bugs in the background, cicadas and whatnot. It is the season, but yeah, I'm trying to change the way the political system's done and make things better and fix it. And I ran, and after running, when it came time to vote in what I feel the primaries are essential, and that's where a lot of the manipulation of politics happens. So when it came time, nobody was informed. Nobody really knew what was going on. I mean, except for the select few that really keep up and know what's going on, and it's only this handful of 200 people that really run your county. And that's the way it is with every county, and it's just or that actually know what's going on, and then it seems like everyone else just kind of reaches out to them for their opinions, or it's just it's hard to get a in-depth perspective. And I think that's what we're really missing in politics, and that needs to be addressed and it needs to be fixed. So that's just kind of what I've been going through in my life. I feel like a bit of a hypocrite because I did say some negative things at the end, and I've always tried to say so positive, but I had to put it all out there to try and inform the voters. So it's just my own personal demons I've been going through, and it's been a little hard. And I feel I'm sorry for the candidates for the negative things I said, but I tried to stay positive, and I just tried to be as blunt about the facts, and I tried to not necessarily drag anybody through the mud or anything. I just tried to stick to the ideas at hand and the problems at hand. And sometimes in order to fix a problem, you gotta address it and point it out. You can't just say, well, here's a solution to a problem without bringing to light that there is a problem. So yeah, I'm sorry for having to go negative there at the end. And it wasn't too negative, but yeah, I just going to try to stay focused on the positive and just figure out alternative ways to just let the candidates and these ideas and everything speak for themselves. So like I said, if there was a public resume to where I wouldn't have to do it, or everybody could do it everywhere, you know, to where they could just have in-depth knowledge of the candidates, I think that would be great. And the justice box, I think that I go back to that frequently, but I think that will put the power in the people's hands. It's an idea to where we can bypass the prosecutor and the police officers and hold people accountable, and a system where sometimes those people are able to abuse the system and not be held accountable for their actions. So these are just ideas I'm trying to throw out to help fix the system and the flaws I see, and I'm trying to help out and trying to fix things. So I guess going through my own battles, that's what I really want to focus on, especially for this next election, is trying to get a resume built up. I do intend to continue to run, and will be running in the main election as a write-in candidate. So I still am going. I'm going to be making a message to the larger governments, and I'm going to be trying to set up a public resume system between now and then, at least a web page or Facebook page, to where every candidate can just fill out their political resume, and the candidate or the people can go see these resumes for themselves and interact with the candidates, and the candidates can answer questions and engage the public, and everyone can see where they stand on the issues and be more in depth. I think that's what we desperately need, and if a candidate doesn't do that, that should raise suspicion and just questions, because they work for us ultimately, and if they're not willing to put themselves out there like that, then that's a problem, because they're not going to answer to us. If they're not going to answer to us before they're even elected and even show themselves or talk to us and engage with us, then what makes you think that they're going to do any better when they're in office? Once they have the power, they're going to do what they want. So yeah, I think we need to engage with them, and we also need to get them to sit down. I had a great sit-down conversation with Brian Butts, and we sat down and were able to openly talk about ideas we had and solutions. And I would like to see all candidates do that. And at the end of it, you know, just put a thumbs up or a thumbs down for the ideas that the other candidate has or whatever, and go from there. And just to at least be able to sit down and peacefully talk with the other side, and you know, stand by and support your issues or your beliefs that you're trying to uphold, and let your ideas flourish, and stand on you know, the solutions that you're presenting and the ideas that you have, and let that go from there. And when two candidates can sit down and talk about it, that's where somebody's ideas or solutions will really come through, is that somebody will remain victorious and people will be able to see which idea stands to reason, you know. So that's just what I want to be trying to do. If you guys can help me build a resume site, any ideas or questions you'd like to see on the resume, the political resume, let me know. I'm going to try and put it together. I got a couple sites I need to put together, so it's just I'm overwhelmed with everything I got going on. So I'm still trying to do a video a day. I'm way behind right now, but I want to make it up. So I've been busy working and doing other stuff, but I appreciate everybody's patience, and I appreciate everybody keeping up and keeping along with me. And yeah, appreciate y'all. Thanks.